I'm going to speak on very simple lines. I'm trying to avoid jargon throughout this presentation, so correct me if I do. Infection prevention. May I first ask the backbone that prevents infection in most healthcare settings? The nursing staff, the paramedical staff, the housekeeping staff. Give yourself a hand, please. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because they are the backbone. A lot of us accept that. What's the way forward? The way forward, yes, awareness of staff is, we can see here at this audience, is very good. But patients and community, I think so we need to increase awareness, especially within the community that healthcare providers take care of. That's very important. Accreditations, yes, a lot of our hospitals have done that. I'd like to emphasize on standards and validations. Anything that you use within in healthcare settings, let them please, and I say please, conform to at least certain standards. When somebody tells you that something is sterile, please, it should be validated. One should have the courage of conviction to ask, what I'm using, does it follow a standard? Is it been validated? I think so that's a very important step that we need to take in infection prevention. Protocols and policy, reporting and transparency, accountability and monitoring. Enough has been said about it. I won't dwell further on that. New systems. We have a parallel conference going on, so let's leverage our IT resources. Simple things like touch tablets, infection surveillance software, RFID-based tracking. We have a small example in the Sanford Guide for Prevention and Treatment of Infectious Disease, which is available as an app today. As a small application, all of us have smartphones. A small request to the human resources. Yes, induction training, motivation, rewards and recognition is important, but especially for the housekeeping staff. Can we positively reinforce them? Give them a small badge or a cap or a t-shirt which says, I fight infection. And there will be a change that can be recorded. And by the next conference, maybe hopefully it will be evidence-based rather than empirical in this regard. Give them something, because they do form a very integral part of infection prevention. So give them that recognition, make them proud of what they're doing. New concepts and practices. Most hospitals have an infection control nurse. May I request hospitals here to please call them an infection preventionist. It's a small change, but it means a lot. Controlling infections, we all know how, but preventing them, I think so, is the need of the hour. Sterile conscience. It's a concept that is being used worldwide now, where your conscience tells you if you have done something, a mistake, aseptically. Bundles. A lot of hospitals here have implemented this with their procedure packs and sets, but I'm talking about small processes that can be in the form of a small sticker. That's all is required at time to prompt somebody so that a mistake doesn't happen. A small sticker, nothing much. The world today is talking about individual ICUs with sinks. They're talking about the duct tape method for the isolation rooms, which is nothing but a small area at the entrance where you come in and speak to the patient rather than coming in close contact. Monitoring hand washing. We all know hand washing has been a compliance issue through smart cards and badges, a technology that is today available. A new dress and uniform code, new disposal methods can be spoken in detail later. The ultraviolet based devices. Now these are used for disinfection of things like TV remotes, keyboards and phones. You need to put it in them. These are sub-$100 devices, and they disinfect these devices, which are used very, very extensively in healthcare settings. What are the tools that we need to look at? The timeout procedure, more or so, has been implemented in most hospitals. One thing that I would like more to be done is the procedure checklist with prompts, again in the form of small stickers or maybe in tablet-based touchscreens. We have a lot of these guidelines that are and reports which are published, like the Safe Surgery Guidelines by the WHO, the Infection Prevention, Sterilization and Disinfection by the CDC, the Surveillance Report. This is the latest one which has come out for hospital-acquired infections and antimicrobial usage by the ECDC, the European equivalent of the CDC in the US.